All right, let's go. It feels like things are really starting to get out of control. Not as out of control as me playing it cool, waving off the bartender as my friends escort my wasted ass out of Chili's on a Wednesday night, but more like when Chief Lying Bitch tries out her new dance moves to summon the rest of the Pharmaho tribe.
She has no idea what she's doing. She's a nasty, horrible senator. Go ahead. Other than that, I like her very much.
So much has happened since my last video, from making sure that the pubes remain safe to guys that like giving everyone a visual representation of the size of their wiener. And from what it looks like, showing my wife that the 100K we invested in crypto is now worth 37 cents, to the only fear and greed index worth paying attention to.
This is your favorite majesty, King Donald, the strongest and greatest that has ever lived. Nobody's ever seen a stronger or greater or tougher king in the history of the world.
Halloween is just around the corner, and I hope you found the perfect costume. I always love going to a pumpkin patch with the family, but my advice would be to skip on the excitement of the Joe Biden corn maze. And while some may be down on the current market situation, others are looking at this as a great buying opportunity. Personally, I'm as locked in as your lesbian aunt when Subaru announces zero-down financing specials on all remaining 2025 Outbacks. But no matter what happens, we must stay strong, always remembering what a wise man once said.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go.
I know that you all come here because we do things a little bit different.
Instead of talking about having air that's drinkable,
we go deep for the information you won't find on any other channels.
Perry air, the air that you can drink.
And I'm not afraid to take on the tough questions, like,
okay, how many drinks have you had tonight, sir?
7 Guinness, 15 glasses of wine, and 11 shots of tequila.
That's a lot, but that's still no excuse why your wife should be driving.
Am I the only one who feels that gender reveal parties are boring and should be replaced with relationship milestone parties instead? Is this Gavin Newsom's favorite sexual position? If you're watching football and the game isn't as good as you hoped, is it okay to change the channel and try something else? What do you think about the updated Zoran Mamdani color selection tool? How does it feel when you see some drywall that doesn't have any holes in it? In my opinion, this is always the best time to clear the air.
Hey guys, it's Barry. I've been hearing some rumors online regarding my wife's penis, and I just wanted to clear the air. Yes, my wife does have a penis. Yes, it's a bit long, and it does dangle when she dances.
What is the easiest way to identify Antifa on their way to an ICE protest? Here is actual footage of No Kings protesters answering the questions all of us are asking.
What do we want?
We don't know.
When do we want it?
Also unclear.
Why do we want it?
Because it was forwarded to us in an email, so it must be true.
And maybe most importantly of all, is there anything better than having a name with a mandatory walk-in song?
My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack.
All right, let's take a look at some financial news. And to help us understand where we're at in this market cycle, I spoke with an expert from iTrust Capital, Jared Feldman, for some insight on where we're headed in the short term.
People who are traders are always going to take risk, right? People across the world come up with their financial backings in a multitude of ways. A lot of people are trading their whole portfolio, which, we don't provide financial advice at iTrust Capital. It's probably best to not trade your whole portfolio in general, just in terms of having sound risk management. A lot of people trade a portion. Some people, take on leverage for a variety of reasons. A lot of people use leverage so they're not depositing all their funds on an exchange, right? If you have $10,000 and you don't want to put all 10,000 on an exchange, if you take $1,000 and put that onto an exchange and use 10x leverage, then you're playing and investing or trading with 10,000 when you only have 1,000, and that's just kind of risk management that people partake in. That's a little bit risky in a lot of ways, but that is one way that people use leverage. I think in general, sentiment is more fear than greed, and that was the purpose of what happened on Friday and the net result of that. But I think for people who hold spot, and in particular our clients, especially the retirement account investors, they're very long-term thinkers, and people who buy spot in general are very much long-term thinkers, and they're still very positive and probably see this as a buying opportunity. And I think uncertainty with the macroeconomic environment, with the trade environment, with international economic relations, that uncertainty over the long run will lead to buying opportunities in the market.
And really big XRP news right here. I am proud to share that we've launched Evernorth XRP, a first-of-its-kind institutional vehicle built to accelerate XRP adoption. With over a decade of uptime and a rapidly growing DeFi ecosystem, XRP is well-positioned for adoption, and Evernorth is built to meet that moment. Saying here that Evernorth will go public with over $1 billion in gross proceeds. And you can see right here, Evernorth expected to list on the Nasdaq under ticker symbol XRPN. And then this news just came out. Fed is exploring payment accounts that would allow crypto and fintech firms direct access to its payment network. Bullish for crypto. And you gotta check this out real quick, because Dogecoin just entered its next era. And this time, it's going public. This is the House of Doge, the official corporate arm of the Dogecoin Foundation, and they've just been listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol TBH. And I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. But this isn't just a meme stock moment, it's a mainstream finance moment. House of Doge is backed by Citadel and Pantera and partners with Robinhood and 21 Shares to build the real infrastructure behind Dogecoin payments, yield products, and even ETFs. Leading the charge is Marco Margiotta, a payment exec who sold his last company to Fiserv for $270 million, now steering Dogecoin into global payments, sports, retail, and campus partnerships. While CleanCore handles the treasury side, already managing over 710 million Doge, House of Doge is building the engine, payment rails, merchant integrations, and yield-generating products that turn Dogecoin from culture into infrastructure. This is the House of Doge, ticker symbol TBH, where the Doge movement grows up without selling out. Links below to check out House of Doge and do your own research. All right, let's take a look at some of the other top headlines, and we start right here with a wild accusation from Mamdani.
I think AOC and Bernie Sanders are having an affair. Like, people know this. Everyone knows. After their little events, they put on a little salsa on their trailer, and it moves around quite a bit.
Zoran Mamdani just said he thinks you guys are having an affair. I mean, what's your response to that?
No, let me jump in on this one. This is what we're
talking about.
So what if we like to put on a little salsa and get naked in our trailer? This is a big booty Latina. I'm not going to pass on a big booty Latina. What if Trump deports her tomorrow and all I have left is my ugly ass wife with no booty? I need my big booty Latina.
Of course, we had the second No Kings protest over the weekend, but I think we can all agree that the undisputed real winner is friend of the channel and the best meme account on X, Zirias, who had his No Kings post go viral after DJT reposted it on his Truth account. So much effort to stop the Kings, but no one seems to care that Hakeem Jeffries is spreading lies to anyone who will listen.
This is what democracy looks like.
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 And the crowd goes mild.
You're right down the hall from Mike Johnson's office. I know exactly where you are. You could probably take a few steps and go knock on the door and talk to him. Have you tried that?
Speaker Johnson hasn't been given permission to have a conversation with me or Leader Schumer, and he said as much earlier today.
So you don't think he would talk to you at all?
We can have a conversation, but the problem is that until they get the green light to actually have a meaningful discussion to try to find common ground and a bipartisan path forward and a willingness to address the damage that Republicans have done to the health, the safety, and the economic well-being of the American people, then of course any informal discussion is going to be not fruitful.
Wait, you don't even want to walk 2 steps down the hall to have a conversation, but I'm supposed to believe that
this is what democracy looks like.
Shut up, bitch!
The irony of the message is pretty clear for everyone. If President Trump was a king, the government would be open right now. If President Trump was a king, they would not have been able to engage in that free speech exercise out on the mall, by the way, which was open because President Trump hasn't closed it. In the last shutdown, 2013 era, President Obama closed the National Mall, it closed all the national parks, didn't allow people to engage in all this. So, I mean, they needed a stunt, they needed a show. Chuck Schumer needs cover right now. He's closed the government down because he needs political cover, and this was a part of it.
The real reason the government is shut down has nothing to do with kings and everything to do with some trying to cut wasteful government spending. Here's a couple of examples.
They want to spend $24.6 million of your hard-earned dollars as a taxpayer for climate resilience in Honduras. They want to spend $13.4 million for civic engagement in Zimbabwe. They want to send $3.9 million for LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Western Balkans. They want to spend $2.9 million of your dollars for desert locust risk reduction in the Horn of Africa. And $2 million for, quote, organizing for feminist democratic principles in Africa. We are not doing that.
All I gotta say is the nerve of these people trying to exclude the Eastern Balkans from LGBTQI plus democracy grants. But at least we know that chief running scam is anxiously preparing for the next round of negotiations.
We've beat the left and we beat people like George Soros on crime. You have in this country these prosecutors that are funded by Soros and other organs of the left, and they get in and they have an agenda to simply not prosecute criminals. We see it in Philadelphia with this guy Krasner. Has been a total disaster and has harmed a lot of people because of the dereliction of duty. Well, we have had two Soros prosecutors in Florida, one in Tampa and one in Orlando, and I removed both of them from their posts. And I'm the only governor in the country to do that.
Someone may need to check in on Peter Schiff as we see gold fall 6.3%, largest single day drop since April 2013. And for a long time, the best named trio in the NFL belonged to the Philadelphia Eagles with Long, Cox, Hurts. But hear me out, because the Patriots are making a strong push with May I Dig in Yo Booty. So you know I'll be watching, and I'll keep you updated with any new information. Here's a quick joke for all the babies that watch the channel.
Who the fuck came up with baby bottles? Like, bro, this is my day in my life, bro. I'll get you a drink out of a
What are you doing?
Why are you trying to take that away from me?
Congratulations to Lana and Peter on their engagement, an event that truly could not have been planned out any better.
Yeah, no, that's what they say. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. It's just to spray on flat surfaces.
In case you were worried, you can rest assured that no calories were harmed in the making of this video. Not a single one. Did you ever stop and wonder if the NFL is trying to make us all gay?
You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it. We got guys coming down his face.
Feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throat.
And if you have a couple more minutes, you may have missed my last video where we do more of whatever it is that we do here. And of course, some more truth talk, not designed to invite hate, but instead to promote thought and question so that maybe we can start to understand each other a little better. Until the next time, be safe.